Hey guys, thanks for sticking it out, and we're back with the game podcast titled Pending at this point in time with your host, Tristan. You can catch me at Control Breakers on the Twitter sphere, and I don't know if I should bring out was it the Vero, the new social media
That is the
network?
new thing, right?
Yeah, because I have that too. If you are one of the members, you can catch me at Tristan Chance. It's just my name. And for my co-host today is Joe.
Hey, how's it going? Find me on Twitter at Halftime Joe. That's pretty much everything. It is the same thing on Vero as well. I'm probably gonna change that to my actual name, but hey, we're one of the people who downloaded it, so now it's gonna be free whenever they're gonna start
Yeah,
charging people.
yeah. I think it's like the first million get the lifetime free membership, and then after that, it's like like cost you like two, was it one cup of coffee or two cups of coffee,
I
depending on the
I
place.
hope I'm one of the first million. I'm not entirely sure I am. They haven't charged me, or they haven't charged me yet. So
Yeah,
until yeah, so who knows?
but I think I forgot what
Oh,
episode
we're
number. Oh,
no episode number. Just scratch that. We're just getting right.
all right.
We're just talking
But I think,
gaming
yeah,
of the
yeah,
week.
okay. But Joe, I think you said you had some important news.
Yeah. So usually if you listen to the last two already, because this is out today, should be Wednesday. You saw the TV one, the film one, and it's just saying that yeah, they're all coming back. I expect the comic one Friday, the main show Thursday. Of course, Patreon.com/comic book cast stuff is coming for that. So make sure on that to stay updated. I would say the Twitter is where we are going to put out updates. So twitter.com/comic book cast. But just search it on every Instagram, Facebook, you'll find us. But yeah, that's kind of just the important news. The shows are coming back. Some new stuff could be coming. And well, you'll see. You'll see. I'm not trying to hype it up too much because I do think it's hype, but I just want you to see it for yourself whenever it comes out. But yeah, so today we're talking gaming, of course, with
Yeah,
Tristan.
yeah. And first up, it's something that's been happening and kind of got people who are fans of the Metal Gear franchise up at a twist, and it brought about what microtransactions could become and what they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Is what Metal Gear Survive reveals that Konami is making people pay extra money for an extra save slot. So like every person who gets Metal Gear Survive, the co-op survival horror game, you get one save slot for one character. Normally for co-op games of this nature, you'll get at least I want to say like three or five slots for different character loadouts and makeups. But Konami saw an opportunity to get more money from this because technically this is a budget title for being 39, 40 bucks at most without the tax.
Yeah.
And for I guess you could say for the price of your lunch, you can get an extra save slot, so you don't have to completely erase your single save file and have two, three, four if you wanted to.
But isn't that just so stupid? Like charging for an extra save slot?
I mean, it is, but it seems unethical. But in essence, it's their IP; they can do it. But
It's true. It's true. They can do
yeah, I
whatever they
mean,
want with it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they can do whatever they want. It doesn't mean that people are gonna buy into it. It
I
just
agree.
is what they can do. I mean, it's just the amount of microtransactions in the game actually, because from what I've seen, um, the game has its own in-game currency, like a bunch of other games that have
Yeah.
microtransactions. This one is, I think it was SV coins. But unlike some other games who do allow you to grind for coins in, just playing the game, no matter how tedious the grinding is to get those coins, you can still get it. But so far, from what reviewers and gamers who have bought the game have said, there's no way to get SV coins through gameplay. You most definitely, almost all the time, have to buy the SV coins if you want like an extra save slot or some buffs or debuffs for your characters, depending on what you get. Like I know there's one where you can get an experience buff for 24 hours for like 200 SV coins to a semi-permanent 3 month experience buff. Yeah, three
Yeah.
month that it's in-game time, so 3 months you'll be getting bonus experience. Two, actually getting I think it was spending coins to add extra slots to your loadouts too.
Uh, we just
Yeah.
we didn't go through the same thing with Battlefront 2. It was different type of thing, but it's the same kind of concept of these microtransactions
Yeah,
taking over, which they look. They're kind of a necessary evil in a way, but not
yeah,
to this extent.
yeah. Because what people are saying the necessary evils if it pertains to cosmetic items only, because
Yeah,
it doesn't revolve around gameplay.
Fortnite.
So everyone is on the same playing field, and it's usually revolved on your skill level rather than, oh, I just plopped down $50. Guess what I have? And the other ones don't have it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And look, Fortnite is one of the newer games, which we'll talk about some of the
Yeah,
stuff later. But it is one of those games where you only really pay money for the cosmetic items. You pay
yeah,
money for like some stuff like challenges that will also maybe level you up
yeah,
faster, but in
yeah,
more so it's the cosmetic items, which is
yeah,
why people love this game where it's not about skill
yeah.
level. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
you
mean,
don't pay for
because
it.
like even with like Battlefront 2, most often, because I bought the game when it was on sale, but it's still well, from what they fixed from it, it's okay, but not nearly enough because it's even though they're bringing back the microtransactions, you can still see how the game is tailored to putting down money to potentially get
Yeah,
the item or weapon that you want that's, top tier in the meta game right now.
yeah, yeah.
So,
It's just
I,
it's weird, man. It's weird. You
yeah,
think we'd learn already, but it's I guess Konami.
because
It's
yeah,
Konami.
well, I know that because like there's even like some rumblings from I think Hawaii's gonna put this into effect pretty soon, where they're pressuring the ESRB to add extra, I think it was tags to games that have microtransactions, not DLC, but microtransactions in the
Yeah,
game. So like games from now on, like what is it, Overwatch, PUBG, and the like, will be getting like an extra label
yeah,
signifying that they're gonna have microtransactions in the game.
yeah. I don't know, man.
So
We'll see. We'll see.
yeah, yeah. But from that, we're gonna go to PUBG is actually getting a new loot crate system with some new clothing because I know like the old loot system was kind of weird because I
Uh,
think it was like for even like microtransactions, if you got like a loot box, you weren't guaranteed to
it's
actually get it.
downright stupid. The loot system. Every time I always catch it because I be playing it on the Xbox, right? Yeah, I'm an Xbox PUBG guy.
Yeah.
Uh, I be downright just sorry for myself for spending that 700 thinking I was gonna get something good. Because every time I do it, all I get is stupid shoes. While one of my other friends, he gets all these cool jackets, and maybe that's just my sorry ass luck. But it's just
Yeah, most of the
it,
time
the
it's usually down to luck.
the thing though is like I just put my character completely naked anyways. By that I mean he has just all he has is underwear and like the pistol strap.
Yeah.
But this new loot crate thing of what they're gonna do is gonna lead the possibility to these new looks that are older style. Like if you see the article me and Tristan are looking at, there's and you can find it out there on the internet. It's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
picture of like a cowboy, this
yeah.
girl with like these circle
Oh,
glasses,
okay, so
80s.
so they're doing what Fortnite's been doing by adding
Essentially,
the
right?
cost.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
they're
mean, because
learning
like
from each other.
from my yeah, because like from my experience with like loot crate systems, I will attest that I have bought like loot boxes on occasion when there's like special stuff going on or something from like Overwatch that has special skins,
Yeah.
and I can attest to them saying that when they released the probability of you actually getting something good in the loot boxes is about, I think it was like 11%, depending on, I think it was either 11 to 15 loot boxes being opened, you will actually get like 11% of one of them being actually something you would want to being like legendary or an epic something.
And
So it's mostly around luck.
but
So if your luck is bad that day, then too bad.
but the thing with PUBG though is like
Mm.
all the stuff that you could get through the regular loot crate you could find in the game. Honestly, like all the like if
Oh,
you want
okay.
cool like most if you want cool jackets or whatever, like most of it I think will be in the game. I usually I know which specific items I want. Like I want the big coat. It's like Final Fantasy type of thing. I want camel pants. Like it's in the game. Like I can go search for it. The thing would just be I don't have to like go search for it. I mean I usually don't search for just pants or shirts or whatever. I just if I happen to come upon it, I'll get them. But I'm just loving this new way they're gonna do it, especially this retro style cosmetic items they're gonna be introducing. Look, Fortnite, PUBG, they're the Battlefield, Call of Duty of this kind of like
Yeah, with
not decade. I want to say just a year.
yeah,
It's only been a year.
yeah, it's been a year, a little over a
So
year
yeah, a
for
little bit of a year for
for
both,
the
like the battle.
yeah for King of the Hill,
Yeah,
mass players, that's that sort of thing.
yeah.
Going into that along with, you can tie this into with Fortnite updates includes like turbo building and such, which I have played Fortnite, and I know the when it for this, I know the pain of when having to build stuff for the zombies, where they have a quick
Oh, you're
menu.
one of those. You play the actual game. I don't play the game.
Yeah.
I play Battle Royale.
Yeah. Yeah, I played the the co-op zombie parts
Yeah,
and the game itself. I played both parts,
yeah.
but I can attest to where they had the quick menu and for you to actually rebuild and build, um, you know, um, forts and stuff. It can get pretty taxing when you're trying to funnel through all your materials and
So
stuff. Now they'll have a quick select button that will automatically materialize the last item you were building, so you can build them in succession now.
So it's so in terms of the actual game of battling the zombies and stuff like that, the co-op stuff, that actually makes sense and that actually is really helpful.
Oh no, it is because I remember
Yeah.
I've been in like I remember there was one time where there was not enough players for the actual co-op part for Zombie Horde. There we were a mixture of levels, and so it was like the higher level people, which was at the time, which was me and two other I think two other people, were battling the zombies while while the lower level person was trying as fast as he could to rebuild our fort. We could see our fort was going from a mixture of metal, concrete, and bricks to a whole bunch of wood.
Yeah. And see, I'm okay with that in terms of that side of the game. But when this is also coming to the battle royale section of it, and
Ooh, that could be really
you
interesting.
know, it completely goes against the skill level. Like if you just suck, like this is gonna help you out, and I hate that because I don't want these scrubs to get up my level. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Really, really, it
I,
could potentially make the game more fun and better for everyone, including up people's skills and your skill, including if you can outmaneuver and outbuild the scrubs, then
I,
it'd be making for some fun competition.
I,
Because I've seen some weird things that happen on there with videos.
I don't know. I'm iffy about it. I've seen a lot of people from the battle royale section, like on Twitter, they don't like it because they agree that it does help out like these individuals with a lower skill level, and that it's just trying to equal the playing field. And I get that in a whole game type of sense where Fortnite
Yeah,
wants to
like
give
when it
an
gets down
equal.
to the when
Yeah,
it gets down to the wire,
I
but
get it.
when it's like 99 other people, there's really no helping each other building stuff because most of the people are usually out in the open trying to gather supplies and
Yeah,
stuff.
like I totally get it. I'm not. It doesn't mean I like it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll try it out. I play Fortnite like on the daily, like the battle royale thing, and it's still a lot of fun. And
Yeah,
I'm curious as to how this
yeah,
is gonna work out.
I may get back into it because some of my friends are like, I remember how you got Fortnite when it was early access. I'm like, yeah, well, it's fun for what it was. He goes, man, you need to get the battle royale
Yeah,
mode and all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't know because I'm playing some other games
I get you.
and then I'm like, maybe. But
Yeah,
speaking of other games, one of the best fighting games that have came out recently that dethroned Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite for Evo, uh, the Dragon Ball Fighters, they released teaser trailers for two new DLC characters, Bardock and Broly.
yeah,
Now, for people in the fighting scene, if you have noticed their I guess you could say their skill tiers, I want to say, is that is one of the one character type that people wanted in the game because outside of the big characters that have super armor on their attacks, I think it was Android 16 was the only character that had super armor on one of his attacks. But
yeah,
here Broly has super armor, and I think he has I think his super attack and his reach are double S tier, so it's one of the best for that particular style of play is one of the best in the game. But likewise, for being a big bodied play character, in a trade off for super armor, his speed is one of the slowest in the game. I think at a C rank.
Yeah.
And then Bardock here, he's another rushdown character. So all those people who like playing Yamcha, he plays in the similar archetype where he's just a rushdown brawler. Because I think it was for him, I think his power was an S and his reach is a B, but his speed is also an S tier. So both of them are kind of easy to use because from what Bandai Namco and Arc System Works have stated that they're S for terms of ease of use, depending, but then that's kind of has an asterisk to it because they may be easy to use, but for people who are not used to using either big body slow characters or rushdown characters, there's a learning curve right there because you can't normally do the same thing you usually do with other characters that you're used to.
Yeah. As for me, like, see, I'm not as much of a gamer in this game as you are, so that's interesting to hear a lot of the stuff you're talking about, like in that, and how these characters are definitely gonna help out. Because look, it's such a good game, though. It's such a fun game.
It is.
I love this
it
game,
is.
but I'm not that great at it. But it's such.
I mean,
I like
it's a learning curve
Yeah.
once you learn because I can attest that I'm not the greatest, but I win at least I think like 45% of my ranked matches.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of better than the average casual
Getting
player.
up there. Yeah.
So it's just like with anything, it's just practice. So if you can learn some of the combos to what kind of confrontation your character at the moment that you're playing as is good at, then your strategic play will come with it, and you'll start winning more, and it'll start being more fun. Because most of the time when people like say like people like on fighting games, people rage. I'm one of the ones that rage at at myself because I know I messed up.
Yeah.
Because there are times where like there was a combo that I wanted to do and I messed up the timing, so the combo that I was thinking of now got broken up and he had a free hit and now he's comboing me to death.
Yeah.
See, and I can attest that I've had my share of people who are playing me and rage quitted because I think was it for Arc System Works, their ranking for ranks mode is kind of I think offshooting because for people who have found out that casual matches go into your overall rank that it shouldn't be because people that are like there's like blue, green, I think was it orange, and then pink. Pink is like highest tier. People that are people that I think like are dark blue can be easily ranked into green to dark green just depending on what they're playing or how they're playing, and vice versa with each other tiers. So it's kind of skewed. So you're never really gonna know what kind of play you're gonna get your first couple of rounds because some people who are like in blue should be in green. Some people who are in green should be in orange to yellow and to pink.
Yeah, I mean, this just is basically telling me I got to hop back in and just keep
Yeah,
practicing, just keep grinding on that.
yeah, just keep practicing, learn the characters that you like or control better than others, and then just come up with plans and see what other players do. Because consistently for like the opening, most of the time I usually just do a dash in,
Yeah.
and usually just grab them.
Ooh, hey, he's hyped about the game too.
Yeah. Yeah,
that just happens when
mostly
you're
a neighbor
recording
probably.
the game. But yeah, I mean, talking about, I just gotta hop back in. I took it's been a minute just because like I've been focusing more on PUBG and Fortnite and then like some other games, but like this one is just like feel like it's gonna be here for a while. This is just it's Dragon Ball Z 2, Super's on the hype. It's gonna be here for a while. So here's hoping for some newer DLCs that we could be hearing soon. I would love to see something that is super related just because I've been watching Dragon Ball Super. Of course, Dragon Ball Super is pretty dope. It's also ending, I think, at the end of March. So I would love maybe probably won't happen March, April. I feel like there should be eventually a DLC that includes super characters such as like Jiren and such like that, because I don't think there is at the moment. I could be like sounds so stupid right after this, but I just don't think there's a Jiren, right? Because I know there's Beerus, no there's Hit. I know you could be Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah.
Just right.
Sorry.
There's no Jiren at the moment, right? In
Yeah,
the game.
no Jiren, right?
Yeah. See, that's what I would love to see, something
Yeah.
like that. Like adding
Yeah, I mean,
Jiren in
because
there
like
would be great.
if we're talking about like DLC characters, sorry, because my
Yeah. Sorry.
dog saw that there was someone at the door. It was Amazon, but uh, DLC characters so far. I don't know if you don't know this, but some people have speculated on the leaked DLC character list that should be coming out. I think it was Bardock,
Yeah.
Broly, 17, Vegito, and I think Cooler, and
Okay.
two other ones. I think it was base form Goku and base form Vegeta. And the
Okay.
reason people are like kind of mad for more more Gokus and Vegetas is the Japanese player base. One of their favorite character archetypes is base form Goku and base form Vegeta for some reason. I don't know.
Is Kelfa in the game or Kefla? Like the
That's
characters.
being suspected for DLC
Uh,
season 2 because what Arc System works have said is that it's gonna have most likely two DLC seasons, so it's gonna be supported for at least 2 to 3 years
yeah.
before either a new game, a new sequel game comes out, or they move on to something else.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. I hope to be talking more about this soon in terms of like DLC as well. Just because I am gonna hop on this game again and just duke it out, see how far I can make it. We'll see.
Oh
So
yeah, and
yeah, go ahead.
well, like we do all used to do before we had that month or two break,
Yeah,
we have games of the week slash games that we've been playing, and me, I've been basically playing fighters off and on while doing some other
yeah.
things, and I actually got I've been trying to look for the longest time, but I actually got a copy of Majora's Mask 3D for my
Ooh,
3DS.
ooh. It's
Yeah,
interesting. It's interesting. How's that? Like,
it's
have you played it or you just got it?
Yeah, I played it. I played it off and on. It's one of for people who don't know, it's one of my favorite Zelda games for it being so weird and creepy
Yeah,
and different. Cause playing it as a kid, I think back in the early 2000s, because I remember I had the N64 card of it, and I actually still have the was it the port for GameCube
yeah,
where it had the four games in it. And still as a kid, I was deathly afraid of it because it was so creepy, and it was off-putting for kids being from like 10 to 13, having depictions of death and violence and death and other things that normally kids aren't accustomed to seeing at the time. That's what kind of scared me away from the game for off and on. But then I played more and more of it, and I liked it,
yeah.
and I finally got a handheld version, and roughly I still know where most of the stuff is. I think like before I stopped, I think a couple days ago I left off at the Great Bay Temple, so I'm almost like past halfway through Majora's Mask. I have
Yeah.
like I think like 12 or 13 hearts at this point with the
Okay.
gilded sword and stuff.
Okay.
And I think I need like I think like 6 or 8 masks left to gather.
Damn. Well, that seems like it's gonna be. That is no. That doesn't seem like it's gonna take a while. Seems
Yeah,
like you
no.
got it.
If you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
getting the masks isn't a big deal. It's
Now,
just having to uh, learn or look up what time certain events start. So
yeah.
it's mostly just waiting around and like that.
Now, I did see you were posting about, like you said, the Final Fantasy. Like you're playing it.
Oh yeah, the Windows version
Yeah.
of Final
How
Fantasy.
does it run?
It from on my rig, it runs fine. It jitters a little bit, but only because I don't think my rig can handle recording in 1080p
Yeah.
at everything on high. So
Okay.
most likely, if I put everything on medium, it'll run really very smoothly. There's just small jumps. I have been seeing on Steam people getting mad because like their rigs are probably mid tier to low tier,
Yeah.
and Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition is a little too demanding. Where I think one person said that the demo actually almost fried their GPU, I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's hardcore.
But yeah, but for me, for most of the time, because I just attested to not, having everything on high with actually recording. So I had a little bit like isolated events of like frame dipping, but not during combat. It was mostly just when I was panning around, looking at the scenery,
Yeah.
looking, and it's lush and gorgeous from what I played from to what I played the PS4 version.
Yeah.
And I did see that people were making fun of the fact if you do pre-order the game, well, the game Windows Edition, I think you will get the you can upgrade to Royal Edition, but you will also get some pre-order DLC of was it Half-Life DLC. You'll get glasses, a crowbar, and the suit.
Um, and I guess for me, as we kind of like lead off towards the end of the show, I PUBG, Fortnite mostly for me. And Fortnite Battle Pass Season 3. We did the John Wick challenge. It's a lot of fun.
What? Just killing everybody in sight?
Well, no, the John Wick challenge is you put on the John Wick cosmetic and then you use only pistols.
Okay. Oh, only pistols?
Only pistols. We did win one game. It was a lot of fun. It sucked when they have like just blasting you with rockets. You're like, man, we can't do anything. We're trying to do the challenge.
Well, it all depends if like PUBG gets the more powerful pistols in the game, because there are more powerful pistols than your usual Glock.
It's true.
I mean, there's some like I think there's like one version of a Colt that's basically the power of a cannon for a pistol, but the barrels are ridiculous.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy. I did. I legit like. So what was it? It was like last night. I was playing a game. It was so happened that my friend was on the phone, or both my friends on the phone. So like for a majority of the game, we weren't talking to each other, and it was just kind of assuming, like we played for a long time, so we kind of know what everybody likes and what everybody needs and stuff like that. So we're just playing the whole game. There's 20 people left. We kill a squad. We're like, let's go loot their body. There's one guy, right? He comes out. We're like, all right, we're gonna go wreck this guy because there's just one guy. So we start to rush him, and he baits us. I am so stupid for falling a bait. And usually I know when there's a bait setting up, but we honestly didn't think there was gonna be more of a squad, so we thought it was just gonna be straight up like this one guy. But you just gotta know better. You just honestly gotta know better. But the Season 3 thing is so cool. The cosmetics are great. Everything about it is great. I keep changing my emblems.
Seems you fanboying out.
Yes. I just like legit quit. And I was like, I'm going to bed. But also PUBG, of course, Xbox guy. I would love to play the new map that PUBG has on PC for Xbox, but that's never gonna happen. The sucky thing is like I don't have an Xbox One X, so the map legit takes about 30 seconds to load as I get off my parachute.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen those loading.
It is such a terrible experience. It is also a terrible experience when you're like in the midst of battle, 20 people alive, and you lag out. It is like that happens more than I would like to admit, but it's just the competitiveness of still wanting to go back. Like it has some terrible features of like lagging out and the glitching and stuff like that. I legit died because I went on a bike, and it was like the other night. I went on my bike and I drove into a wall, and I was like, okay, that's nothing. I'm just gonna back up real quick. I accidentally drove into it. I got stuck. I blew up. I died. I was like,
oh, one of those. It was like because the momentum based, and the momentum
it wasn't
built up in it.
It wasn't one of those momentum based ones. It was legit. I glitched into the wall, and you see my character just like glitching around in the bike, and then pop, just died. Like I was like, that's like this game has those things that I just hate, and I keep saying, man, what a terrible game. We paid $30 for this, but then I get a chicken dinner at the end of the night. I'm like, all right, I'm satisfied. It's just they know how to get me.
It's those early access games. Like you complain that there's bugs and all this, but then you remember, oh wait, yeah, that they kind of advertised that this is an unfinished product and there will be bugs.
I think if I just win, I won't complain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the thing. But yeah, having fun on both, and we'll see what happens.
But yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just thanks for listening, and see you guys next time.